Director Angela Garcia,
Here.
Director Dan Jenkins,
Here.
Vice President Greg Young.
Present, thank you. Okay, so we have a quorum. Next, we have adoption of the agenda. I do want to point out one correction on the agenda, and we have it on the dais, and Director Garcia will make sure that it's emailed to you and all the other board members. But the original packet had the handbook, but not the actual policies and procedures manual, which I asked staff to provide for you to be able to take home and review. So we're going to need to bring this item back because this is the actual thing which was adopted by the board. So any changes actually need to be off of this document, not the handbook. So we did want to clarify that. So I would ask that be removed from tonight's agenda, and we'll bring it back at a future meeting. Any questions on that? No? All right. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the rest of the agenda.
I motion to adopt the agenda as is.
I'll second it.
Okay. All right. We have a first and a second, Madam Secretary.
Sorry about that. Director Kelvin Moore,
Aye.
Director Angela Garcia,
Yes.
Director Dan Jenkins,
Yes.
and Vice President Young.
Yes. All right. So now we'll go to public participation. Can you please read the?
Yes, sir. Any person wishing to speak to the Board of Directors on matters listed or not listed on the agenda within its jurisdiction is asked to complete a speaker card and submit it to the acting board secretary. If you are attending in person. For anyone joining on Zoom, please wait for the board president's instructions to indicate that you would like to speak. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Under the State of California's Brown Act, the Board of Directors is prohibited from discussing or taking action on any item not listed on the posted agenda. Comments related to notice public hearings and business matters will be heard during the occurrence of the item. On March 4th, 2020, Governor Newsom declared a state of emergency resulting from the threat of COVID-19. On September 16, 2021, Governor Newsom signed Assembly Bill Number 361 into law. Bill Number 361 amends Government Code Section 54953E by adding provisions for remote teleconferencing participation in meetings by members of the legislative body without the requirements of Government Code Section 54953B3, subject to the existence of certain conditions. The West Valley Water District adopted a resolution determining by majority vote that as a result of the declared state of emergency, the district is adopting the state protocol, which allows meetings in person and or via teleconference. Accordingly, it has been determined that all board and workshop meetings of the West Valley Water District will be held pursuant to Assembly Bill Number 361, the Brown Act, and will be conducted via teleconference and in person. Members of the public may listen and provide public comment via telephone by calling the following number and access code. Dial 888-475-4499. The access code is 840-293-7790, or you may join the meeting via Zoom. Public comment may also be submitted via email to the administration at wvwd.org.
All right, thank you very much. Before we proceed, I did also want to acknowledge that President Hawkins is excused. for tonight's meeting. Did we receive any public wanting to speak?
No, sir.
Okay, I see we have a Director Longville and Director Hayes on the line. Do either of you ladies want to address the board this evening?
Just to say hello and glad to be with you. This is June.
Yeah, thank you, June. All right, if there,
Muted, it's Susan. It's been a while since I've attended virtually. It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
yeah, well, thank you for being here, Director Longville. We appreciate it. All right, seeing no other participation, going once, going twice. All right, we'll call public participation closed. Move on to presentations. We have none for this evening, so that brings us to the consent calendar. Does anyone have any items they wish to pull or make a motion? Anybody want to entertain a motion on the consent calendar?
I'll make a motion that we accept the consent calendar.
Okay, we have a first. Do we have a second?
I will second that motion.
Okay, we have a duly first and second. Any discussion? Nope. Go ahead and let's call the roll then.
Yes, sir. Director Kelvin Moore,
Yes?
Director Angela Garcia,
Yes.
Director
Yes.
Vice President Greg Young.
Yes. Okay, so that'll now take us to business matters. The first business matter up, the selection of a consulting firm for executive recruitment services for the general manager.
Yes, our human resources and risk manager, Ms. Haiti Science, has the presentation on this one. Haiti, take her away.
All right.
Good evening, Vice President and Board. As you know, West Valley Water District is seeking a qualified executive recruitment service provider to assist in interviewing, evaluating candidates, and hiring your next general manager. The selected firm is expected to work closely with the executive committee in this process. Next slide. The district received 4 qualified proposals, and they were from Stratford HR, Coffin Associates, Hawkins Company, and Bob Hall. The criteria used in rating the proposals was the overall response to the RFP, the project approach, firm qualifications, and the budget. Staff, which was comprised of your Director of Finance, Director of General Services, Director of Engineering, and HR, ranked and rated each one of the firms, and the criteria that we selected or went with was the overall response, the firm qualifications, the project approach, and the budget. And as you can see, when we tallied all of the scores, Coffin Associates scored the highest in both the budget and the others. So staff at this point is making the recommendation to go with staff's recommendation of Coffin Associates, but we leave it up to the board to make a final decision in terms of how they would like to proceed with this particular recruitment firm. Any questions?
Any questions? All right. Hearing no questions, does anyone have any discussion that they would like to have? No discussions? Entertain a motion then?
I motion.
Vice President,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Angie.
Vice President Young, I would like to make a motion to accept staff's recommendation.
Okay, we have a first. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a first and we have a second. If there's no further discussion, go ahead and call the roll.
Director Kelvin Moore,
Yes?
Director Angela Garcia,
Yes.
Director Dan Jenkins,
Yes.
Vice President Greg Young.
Yes. Okay, so we'll accept committee's recommendation and move forward on that.
Good.
All right, we pulled business matters 2 to a future meeting, so that'll take us to board member reports. Well, Director Garcia, do you have any reports this evening?
I do not have any reports. I just want to wish everybody a good evening.
Okay,
And that's it. Thank you.
thank you. Director Jenkins, do you have anything to report?
I have nothing to report this evening.
Anything from you, sir?
No report, just keep, it's like seeing you guys in the community. So thank you for chilling and grilling last week. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at other events. And so it was really a blessing to see that table out there and the smiling faces. And people are really receptive to it. So good job.
Yes, thank you to our team for all the hard work they do out there, and it is good to be back out in the community. I do not really have anything to report other than I'm glad we got a little bit of rain maybe out of that weird weather. I mean, it was nice because it cooled things off because we're all dying, I know, but we can always use the rain, so I'm always happy when it's raining.
So I was blessed.
Yeah. So other than that, I do not have a report, so we'll go to General Manager, and you have a big announcement for us tonight.
That'll be item number 4, and for that one, I haven't told Jose yet, but I'm going to ask him to come up to the podium for number 4. But for the first item,
Okay.
I just want to inform the board the Association of California Water Agencies Fall Conference is coming up November 29th. We'll be adding it to the events calendar and agenda, but there is a one-page flyer on that on your dais. If you're interested in going, of course, feel free to contact our board secretary. She'll help make arrangements for you. As Albert's pulling up item number 2, if you recall, at the recent meeting, there was a request to see a map of where some of the ratepayers have fallen behind in payments due to COVID. So I'd love to show you that map, and Albert's pulling that up in a second. Yeah, so each of those dots represents ratepayers could have been impacted by COVID, and that's where some of the ratepayers need to catch up a little bit on some of their payments. And
So
so-
pretty much everywhere.
Yes, I mean, everywhere where there's no development and not industrial. Yeah, it is spread out.
Okay. Well, thank you for.
Item number 3, I just got confirmation this week that Secretary Crowfoot is coming to our region. In fact, he's coming next week. And not only is he coming, but I got invited to be part of the roundtable he's hosting. There is a little flyer again on your dais. So he's coming Monday, and what he's doing, he's going around to parts of California to try to get the message out to use water wisely. In fact, I think it was roughly 2 months ago. Oh, there it is. The flyer's on your screen now too. Roughly. Right now, he's coming to San Bernardino. The hosting agency is Valley District. And typically, where he goes, he partners up with the local leaders to get the message out. And so looks like there's 6 water agencies participating in that event, including West Valley. And so I'll be participating in the roundtable part. And then afterward, there is a press conference. So excited to be part of this and get the message out to use water wisely. So I just want to let the board. For item number 4, I'll ask Jose to come up. And we just got notified today that the Government Finance Officers Association awarded to us the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting for what we did last fiscal year. Of course, Jose heads up our finance department. And Jose, I'd love for you to say a few words about how much hard work that is and all the points we had to hit in order to get this award.
Thank you, General Manager. Director of Finance, Jose. Good evening, Board, Vice President. I'm very pleased to let the Board know that we received this award again, the 11th consecutive year. I want to thank the full Board, especially the Finance Committee, for all the support that my team has in order to get this. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of government accounting and financial reporting, and its attainment represents a significant accomplishment by government and its management. So basically, it really shows the financial reporting, the transparency, and everything that is stated accurately. So again, just want to make this a great announcement. I believe we will do a press release soon, and just again, want to thank the Board for all the support.
Great.
we
Well,
will be doing-
congratulations, and we certainly appreciate all your hard work, Jose, and the rest of your team. It's really a great accomplishment.
Yeah, we will be doing a press report.
Excellent.
Press release, rather.
Hmm.
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay. General Counsel?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd also like to just thank Jose for his excellence and the recipient of that excellent award. So that's reflects very well upon your department as well as the district. So congratulations. Also, I'd like to report out on the case Naisha Davis v. West Valley Water District, case number 20-STCV-0323. This is an employment case, and as the district has seen in the past, these cases can become very expensive. There are really three areas in these cases: our own attorney's fees, and then if the case goes to trial, having to pay the plaintiff, and then having to pay the plaintiff's attorney's fees. So in order to cut off the exposure to the district has voted to accept a settlement offer from the plaintiff, so that we'll no longer be exposed to attorney's fees on our side, and we'll cut off any exposure that the district would have potentially regarding a trial of this case. And the settlement for that case was $375,000. That completes my report.
Okay. All right. We have upcoming meetings, and that brings us to the end. Do we have anything else? No? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. We're adjourned.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye.